Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking it with your host, Christopher Boykin. It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast.
It's Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast here back on iHeartRadio. You guys know what we do every week, each and every day. This is the On the Rise platform, and we feature prominent talent all across the globe. And today, I got my guy Don Diesel in the building, highly requested. What's going on with you, fam? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for having me on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a goodie today, guy. Be more in the house, boss. Okay, be more Maryland. That's what's up, man.
you know, we in the building.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, this is the CEO, the artist of Original Nature Entertainment. He has some stuff going on, but I want to talk about Original Nature Entertainment for a moment. If you can give the backstory on the brand, the conglomerate, the label, when you started, how you started, what made you formulate it, put it together, just the backstory so people can understand where you came from and where we at right now.
For sure. Well, Original Nature Entertainment is my label. Is my brand is basically a moniker as one, ONE. It basically means a few different things, and we kind of grafted it into these things over time. But number one is basically number one, being prioritized, being, first, the number one label, the Original Nature Entertainment. At the same time, Original Nature Entertainment is based on our original nature. You know what I mean? Like doing things in our correct way. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily the nature that we've been given or the nature that we've been mistaught or miseducated, but our original nature. Also, Original Nature Entertainment started as, a different moniker, a different name, based on like when I basically first started, we was in the hood, so the N in Original Entertainment wasn't necessarily for nature, you know what I'm saying? So
I know where we're going.
You feel me? and I realized that was something that we was doing, in our neighborhood and from us being taught, different things and stuff like that. So I switched it and made Original Nature something that is more, acceptable, and at the same time, something that's more business navigated, not something that's going to just be hood oriented. You know what I mean? We couldn't go worldwide just being regular guys. You know what I mean? So
that was up, man. You got the new single out, bro. New single / video. We got to chop it up. We got to talk about that. Legend. What is Legend about? Why now? People always want to know the timing of when you drop, how you drop is very, very, very critical. We in 2024, top of the new year. For you, Legend is Legend is it. So if you can give us the storyline to what Legends is really about, and then we'll go into the visual concept.
Right. Well, Legend itself, the song is about being a legend, leaving a legacy, being the type of individual that I am. It's all about making a mark. It's all about, putting something into this earth that nobody else have put into this earth. You know what I mean? Making your mark when you leave so that people will know your name. So ultimately being a legend is about just that. The song itself is inspired by, different things that I may have went through, different people and peaks and bounds and stuff that I've, witnessed all throughout my life. But at the end of the day, it's about, standing up and being who you are, what I mean? And with us, it's not too many of us, like I said, that are reaching out to be themselves as far as organic, authentic, and original. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to be other people. A lot of people want to, craft themselves after the next person and, a whole lot of monkey see, monkey do. No, you got to be a legend. You know what I mean? You got to make your name ring out throughout the ages. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. And you on the visual, the creative side as well too. Like the baby be doing his video concepts and stuff like that. Do you do the directing? Do you get all on into that aspect as well too? You big on the visuals?
Yes. When it comes down to it, I'm basically one of my own directors. We also utilize just different people within the crew. That might have an idea. this video, you need to shoot this like this, bro. Or this video, this need to be about this. Like, you know, we'll all come together with an understanding. With this particular video, it was, you know, my idea to, you know, get into a certain area of downtown Baltimore where it was going to be memorabilia, known landmarks, to associate that to the title and to the brand of itself, being a legend. At the same time, it was certain scenes and certain aspects, like for instance, being in the smoke, being like in the low steam, being in the steam shack or whatever it was, like the steam parts that uplift from the bottom of the ground and come up out of the ground, where the pipe of exudes steam. So utilizing that part of the show, that part of the video to show, you know, some kind of cinematic view and vibe. You know, so I kind of take aspects like that, but then I also, you know, work with the creative direction of my lead director, which is Nick TV. And that's my videographer. So he helps as well with a lot of the visuals too.
That what's up, man. You foresee yourself doing visuals or directing for other people as well too? Or, you know, that's something that you might pursue down the line?
Absolutely. I'm actually working on films. I'm actually working on a couple of films right now, a reality show. And, a couple other things. So I definitely see myself doing it. I think that's the ultimate evolution of an artist.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I see. Getting into that cinematic.
yes.
The big screen.
Right.
The big screen. Yes, sir.
If you can start, because I see like the ultimate, at the beginning, the ultimate evolution is to perform. You know what I mean? We do all our stuff. We write a song, we, you know, record it, you know, we get the beat, we do all of that so we can actually ultimately at the pinnacle go and perform that song in front of people and win their hearts, right? But I believe the ultimate pinnacle, even after that, as an artist, is to become not just an artist, but an entertainer and an influencer and a mogul and, you know, those levels to it, right? So the natural next level from being a hip hop rapper, you know, would be an artist and an entertainer and an actor. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. I know that the label you were just mentioning before. I wanted to ask you a dope question. You know, are we in a different state of time? Just give you your feedback, Don, where the record labels are having to adjust to the indies like yourself, or are we in a different time right now where the indies have more control, the major record labels still got control? Where are we right now? I know you're successful, you indie, of course. I'm just very curious to get your take on, like, do you foresee this industry turning a new leaf, or are we already here right now and indie artists need to just wake up, tap in, and take advantage of what we got?
Good question. I believe at the end of the day, we are in a new time. It's a new dawn, a new day, and a new light. At the same time, it's a beginning. All right. So for instance, let's just start here. How they say the revolution won't be televised.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, when these things are actually taking place, people don't notice it until it's actually already done, and then some people already laid the groundwork, and then they got out, or they done got, you know, ridiculed and then blackballed for everything they did. So the whole part of the revolution not being televised is the people won't actually notice that the revolution is happening. That's what I believe part of that means when it says the revolution won't be televised. It doesn't necessarily mean that things from the revolution won't be on TV, but it just means that people won't notice the things that are happening as they're occurring. So it's like, for instance, there are a lot of different abilities now that hip-hop artists are able to do now on their own. It's a lot more freedom and a lot more independence that comes with being a hip-hop indie artist these days. But there are some artists that don't realize that revolution that's being televised, and all they want to do is be in the fame. All they want to do is get their name, you know, mentioned with the, you see what I'm saying, with the rest of these other famous people. So all they'll do is just, you know, come right in and forego everything that everybody else has been doing and paying attention to, and everything everybody's been teaching, and they're gonna come right in and sign. You know what I mean? And,
we see it every day.
You know what I mean? Like,
Real talk. You see it, like, all you gotta do is turn that phone on, that TV, or you see it right there. Example every 5 minutes, bro.
I mean, you can see it. You know what I mean? Like it's right there in front of you. It's like who is taking what we're doing and what they're doing with it. Like, you know, what agenda, what curve, what direction, which push is our music and our culture being utilized for? Which way is it overwhelmingly affecting us? Like, that's when you start to think about those questions, then you know what is the benefit of getting with that machine. You know what I'm saying? And you also know what is the detriment. You know what I mean?
Do you think, Don, the digital landscape where we are right now, digital sales, digital meanings, you got these new platforms like, you know, Spotify, all these new giants, these companies, they getting the big bucks and the artist is really getting the pennies on the dollar. Do you think this new business structure or this digital era that we in right now is really a total benefit? Or do you think it's got some, you know, some loopholes, it got some holes up in it a little bit? You got to know how to work the machine in it, even in this digital landscape. Because I find it very interesting that some artists are winning, like the major, big artists, obviously. And then you got the other artists who winning too. Then you got some indie artists out here doing crazy numbers, you know, like yourself. So for you, do you think this digital era has really put other artists in positions that they probably would never have before?
It's a good question as well, brother. I think that it is a double-edged sword. With it being streaming and monetizing your own, you know, products and things like that on different platforms and monetizing your actual page on different platforms, certain things. There's so many different, levels to being able to monetize. There's so many different levels to being able to freely upload your material and things like that. At the same time, when you it's like a double-edged sword, because when you upload your material to these platforms that are so freely and able for you to utilize, that when the benefits come from these particular platforms, you're like, okay, that's something more than I had at first. Yet, if there was just a way, you know, that you could possibly do it like Nipsey Hussle and sell your independent album yourself for $1,000 a pop. If you could just maybe some way create your own internet website, have your own presence and people to mess with you good enough and come to your website and buy your album directly from you. If you could only do the things that we actually possibly think that maybe we can do if we're actually artists that people really believe in and listen to. You know, we don't really think once more about that revolution being televised. We don't really think that we can actually change the narrative and say, okay, well, we can do this way, our way, and get people to buy into it, because it's not the popular, trendy thing. So just coming out like how Nipsey did and say, okay, I'm selling this album right here only individually to whoever wants to buy it, and you get it for $1,000 start. You know what I mean? Like, who had the boldness to do something like that?
True indeed.
So I think that it's a double-edged sword, because yes, you benefit from it because you can just put your put your music on somewhere free and gain a little bit of something from it. You know, something is better than nothing. But then if you have this mindset like a brother like Ermias did, you know what I mean? Then you can actually think a little bigger and deeper, and you realize the big benefit that it comes from thinking on your own, being your own machine, and getting the benefit of that on your own, which changed his life and the trajectory of everyone around him, and possibly the whole LA for
all we know. Yeah, you're right. Changed lives. I mean, revolutionized the game for real. The blueprint, like you was alluding to earlier, you know, he had his own business infrastructure that he implemented. He ain't go with the people, go with the masses. He ain't just get along to get along. He came in the game with a plan and agenda. I think that's so important, and you touching on it, how you have to stay true to your art. Everybody has a different, you know, brush, a different drawing, and you got to stay true to your game. So definitely agree with you 100%, man, on that. That was a good look on that one. One Man Army. Talk to me about that, bro. One Man Army is later this month. You still gonna do it later this month?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Actually, my newest album getting ready to drop soon. Got a few singles that are telling you, man. I got a few singles that's really gonna put people on notice. A lot of music that I drop, you know, a few of the singles that I drop have already, you know, been out, and I'm gonna actually just implement them into the album. But it's a lot of new music that's coming on the album that people never heard, and just the whole idea and the identity of One Man Army. Number one is is one. You know, it's O&E. That beginning part of the moniker of the brand. We got to keep the brand going.
Oh,
and spreading
yeah.
around no
You
matter
know
what.
it.
At the same time, you know, that man army, that one man army is a moniker that's like, you know, it's more or less a saying and a phrase that people always use back in the day when they were able to get things done themselves without having a whole bunch of people, you know, without having a whole team or a whole machine, you see what I'm saying? Without having all of these different aspects that people would consider as an army, you know, I consider myself that one man. So, you know, I get my own beats and we pick them ourselves. Sometimes I tell my producers exactly how to make the beats. Like, so when you hear the beats, it's producers that's producing the beats, but a lot of times I'm actually giving the beats the life because I'm telling the producer, no, make it like this. Make it like that. Put this right here. Do this. You know what I mean? So in that aspect of being a one-man army, in the aspect of, like I said, about me helping direct my own videos instead of just leaving it up to the ideas of the videographer and things like that. Also being able to make my own promotional network as far as my own websites, my own different pages where I can promote all different businesses to the point where I'm making my own graphic design for my covers.
Wow.
You know, one man army. You see what I'm saying? So what else do I necessarily need that? Yeah. So that's the kind of independence that we're speaking on, and that's the kind of intentionalness, purpose-drivenness, and, you know, just the mindset that I'm working with when it comes with the one-man army idea. So
yeah, man. How do you balance it all, Don? I mean, like I said, we know what we do ain't easy. It's some long nights. A lot of people don't see that grind. We all got 24 in a day, but he or she who put that work in is going to ultimately fulfill. You know, the work will always tell. You see what I'm saying? I know you put it at work. For you, bro, how do you balance family, private life, studio time, your personal downtime? Like, how do you assess it all? Do you have a schedule regimen that you go through? Just for some people on the come up, understand what it takes, the necessity to grind, to focus, to get to a point of prominence like yourself.
Originally, I would say it would take, you know, the know-how, the willpower, the understanding to know what you're up against, the ideals to be able to say, okay, I'm going to make it, and the determination and the willpower and all that. And then also just the skill set to actually know for sure that you're going to make it. But at the end of the day, people can develop a skill set. You know, you can be taught certain skills, but then there's other skills that you can't be taught. So I would say having certain intangibles, understanding that value and that craft that you're actually bringing forward, number one, you know, and come up with good music and good value and something that's substantial, because there's so much just filler in the world these days. There's so much musical filler and personality filler, and, you know, people that are just being cookie cutter, like I said, getting in the fit in, you know, going along to get along. And those people don't truly gravitate to those people as much as you would think that they would. Like, okay, people can change their attitude, change their hair, change their color of their, you know, whatever, nails to look like somebody else. But those people that are the original people that are being those people that are actually leading the people to change, to be like this and to be like them, those are the people that do it effortlessly. They do it effortlessly. They don't even think about it. So with me being independent and with me taking the opportunity to put out this album, or with me being the guy that's moving behind the scenes, putting together all these things and coming up into this, it's very hard to balance it. It's very hard to put these things into perspective all the time, knowing which hat to put on. Am I going to put on the father hat? Do I put on a businessman hat today? Do I put on a community hat today? Do I put on the artist hat and just be speaking freely in my position and don't matter what nobody think? Like, it's so many different hats that you had to put on. But what a good friend of mine told me, the best way to prioritize, because it's really all about prioritizing.
All day.
The best way to prioritize is to look at everything like a brand. Look at everything like this is a business. If your life is a business, your friends affect your brand. If your life is a business, your negative ones in your family can negatively affect your brand. You're not going to let nobody mess with your brand, but we let people mess with our lives. Right?
That's good.
So if you look at your life like a brand and a business and kind of not necessarily just being so succinct and so clear and brass as, everything is a business decision, but to that extent where you actually value what will hurt or help or be a detriment or a supportive structure to your brand. You look at your life like that. You look at your life like a business.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what helps me prioritize certain things first. What is going to damage me, my soul, my longevity, and everything. Also, what is damage my brand? If anything damages my soul or my brand, it's not prioritized.
How important is it for you, Don? That's a good point. That's a great segue. I was about to ask you the next question. For you, I know you're intentional with your relationship building, right? Because this industry is full with sharks. It's full with half-ass people. It's full with some people who laugh, smile in your face. We see it all day. So for you, how do you navigate with the right and current relationships that you build? How important is that for you? Are you trying to know everybody or just a few good men? You see what I'm saying? Because you're learning how to move and who to rock with in this industry, I think is key as well, as far as your longevity.
Absolutely. I agree. I think that it's critical about who you roll with and what circle. A lot of people have met their demise at the hands of the label and the people around them that they work with, or have met their demise at the hands of the people they grew up with, or the gang members they associate with if they're in a gang. A lot of the things are always about what they say. Watch the company that you keep. Keep your circle small and tight, right? These things have a place not only just in the music industry, but just in life, period, as wisdom. Like a lot of people are guilty by association, and you can be taken down by the people that you bring yourself around. You can be supported by a woman as a man, or you can be destroyed as a woman. It just depends on which woman you bring around. You know what I mean? So same thing as a woman. If she brings around a man into her life, that man can either uplift her and encourage her, or he can possibly destroy and stagnate her. You know what I mean? So it's about knowing the people and knowing the company. At the end of the day, you're not perfect. You can't pick everybody. So you kind of got to be a little open, transparent, authentic enough and willing to just, okay, this is earth, this is life, this is business. Everybody's not going to be perfect. It's going to be some mistakes. You know what I mean? So you got to be willing to understand those things, overlook certain things, and you be the boss that's never being victimized. Never look at nothing like it happened to you. Look at it like you're happening to it.
Yeah, that's good right there. I like that one. That's a good Jew. That's a Jew, y'all. I hope y'all picked that up. Because I sure enough picked that up.
Too many victims, man.
Yeah, man.
Too many victims. And I got to the point nowadays where I'm learning one of my biggest jewels for the 2024 and my manifestation tools is manifesting more acceptance. You know what I mean? Like,
I see.
A lot of people don't have the acceptance for the place that they're at, for when they're going to get to the place that they need to be, and for the things that it takes them to actually go through on their journey to get to that. You know what I mean? They're not accepting. Like I heard somebody say, like, when the people were out, I'm about to be preaching now, but they call me the preacher man because it's a thin line between pimping and preaching.
Tough to be, bro.
End of the day, right? I'm going to go ahead and say it because like my man said, you got to think because the people in the children of Israel were wandering around in the wilderness for 40 years trying to get to the destination.
Yes,
but
sir.
the destination that they were trying to, the destination they were trying to get to, they didn't think that they could make it there in time, so they start getting nervous and getting upset and doing other things going against their creator and doing other things saying, well, just take us back to slavery. Like they weren't waiting until they get to the place and being thankful and accepting of the journey, how difficult it might have been. You know what I'm saying? So it's always about being accepting, understanding the things that's going on in your life and your arena and your corridor is not for everybody else, So when you see other people driving faster, that don't mean you got to drive faster. When you see other people get to a place where you're trying to go, don't worry, you'll get there too. Take your time, do it your way, do it God's way. You know what I mean? You'll get there.
Don, that's a good one, bro. You resonate with me, bro. That's my
Trying to tell
guy
you,
talking
brother.
that talk,
Trying to
brother.
tell you.
I needed that one, bro. That's a good word there, bro. You got any shows, events coming up? Any big stage? You know, festival season is coming up. You know, it's about to get nice outside April, May. For you, are you big on the big stage, networking, listening parties, navigate, rubbing some shoulders with the good people?
Absolutely, absolutely. We got something coming up soon. You know, my birthday is in March, so you know I always call this month March Madness, and kind of run it up just like the NCAA did for years and years. But you know, at the end of the day, before they put in those NILs and those people was able to get some money back, so I kind of run it up that same way during March Madness in real life, and we have so much fun, man. We had so many different events, so many different parties. You know, I'm a promoter as well, so I throw my own events.
Nice.
That's back to the original nature entertainment and the one man army. We throw our own events, and we got a big event coming up later this month. We got one coming up on the 10th in DC. We basically got our own club, you know, that we run out of Aces downtown.
Wow.
We bring out different people on the CIAA weekend had just came and it's just leaving the end of like the remnants of that. So we had, you know, Lil Meech down here. We had brought out Finesse 2 times. We had brought out Big Boogie. We brought out, you know, Ari, you know, Moneybag Yo, Ari, his wife. A girlfriend, what have you. Like, we brought out a lot of people throughout the CIAA weekend. So it's like now we're kind of just like laid back and recouping from all that fun and all that, you know, turning up. A lot of people came here from all over the region, DC, DMV, New Jersey, all that came here to party with us. So now what we're doing, we're putting together another event on the back end of March, which is going to be our March Madness event.
Okay.
We're probably going to have that at Aces or maybe at Doc's by the Clock. So what we're basically doing there is we're kind of like branching off into, you know, a birthday bash and like a showcase, you know. So we're going to have like, you know, the couple who's of artists coming to perform along with myself.
Okay.
And we're turning up for the people. Also, we got a boxing event coming up because, you know, I'm the liaison of the Hands Up, Guns Down boxing, community boxing movement as well. So we're actually having an event coming soon where I'm going to be bringing out both of the boxers and, you know, navigating that. And then I'm going to start to implementing it more up in Baltimore. So I've kind of just worked the infrastructure together, getting all the sponsors from Mattress Warehouse to, you know, Chevy Chase Bank to Radio 1 Baltimore to Wingstop or not Wingstop, America's Best Wings. There's so many different sponsors that I'm working on to get the Hands Up, Guns Down boxing thing officially in Baltimore. But for the moment, we're just working in the outskirts of the DMV area.
Wow. For you, bro, like, do you do collaborations? And if people want to, are you big on collaborations, partnerships and stuff like that? Because, you know, the people, the good listeners listening, you, like you said, you're a businessman, of course, you know, you got your CEO hat, you got your, you know, your businessman hat with the Aces and everything. You're doing your shows, your concerts as well. For you, bro, are you big on sponsorships, opportunities, for the listeners who want to get involved, donate, for them to get involved into the movement? Because clearly it's a movement, Don, and you really doing big things out there. How can the listeners get involved and tapped into your world and hit the link?
Well, yeah, number one, you can check me out anywhere. When you see me, I'm always gonna say, "Come see me." Like I'm a face-to-face person, but if it's a way where, you know, you can get in contact with somebody that can get in contact with me, you know, let's sit down, let's chop something up, let's put it together. But there is, you know, websites, of course, emails, and you know, all these different things too. So yeah, you can reach out to me at my Beacons page. Okay. It's actually Beacons .page/Diesel Fuel TV. Okay. That's BEACONS /Diesel Fuel TV. So yeah, once you actually click onto my site, you'll see all of my up-and-coming events. You'll see the Eventbrites for my events. You'll see the recent interviews, all these different things. You also see ways to join my community, ways to possibly come on and donate. There's so many different things that you can do as well. We're also working on branding and merchandising as well. So we have our company, Grams Merchandise. So it's more or less Grams merch. And Grams merchandising or what have you, but it's Grams merch, and that's basically our clothing line: get rich and maintain success. The acronym broke down for Grams. Yeah. A way that we actually came up in the hood and all that. Grams, but at the same time, we're bringing it up into getting rich and maintaining success, which is really everyone's agenda when they're out on the street with the Grams anyway. So we're just trying to make everything collab and collide and kind of have, like my man Nipsey said, like that vertical structure, where as though everything can kind of go seamlessly through one pipeline. You don't necessarily need these machines for this and for that. And kind of answering a double part of one of your questions before and recently, as far as collaborating, I pick my brands very carefully that I collaborate with. I pick the people that I do music with very carefully. I don't just make a song with somebody because they have a following or because they're popular. Like I need to know if I can connect with, you know what I mean? Because I believe that our music and our energy and the aura that we're gonna emit from making this music can actually, like I said, it can change the world. It can change people. It can do. So I got to know that me and you on the same echelon before I even do a song with you. That's why I don't even do a lot of features with everybody. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with me and my business. Yeah, I don't pick everybody.
Yeah. Done deal. The one and only Don Diesel. And Don, appreciate the convo, bro. This was definitely much needed, man. I think the listeners going to learn a couple of things here. I already written down some gems myself. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. And I always tell people, man, ain't nothing wrong with just recognizing, sometimes you got to just come around somebody and sit down next to them Indian style and take notes, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with acknowledging that. Because if Martin Luther King was on the phone with you, you'll do the same thing. If Malcolm X was on the phone, you'll do the same thing, right? I am that too, but it's like people don't always acknowledge who it is that's around you. I acknowledge myself. I know what I'm here for. I know what I'm going to be in the end at the end of my days when my name gets called and, what my legacy was. I know what that is. You know what I mean? It's going to be greatness and it's going to be helping my people. So end of the day, it's never no problem that anybody can come around me and get some gems, because that's all that's like my purpose. Like I'm here. My life path number is to consistently learn and to gauge that and to give it back to other people. That's my whole purpose of being here.
I appreciate it, man. The one and only Don Diesel came represented, man. We talking music, we talking films, we talking boxing, we talking clubs, we talking business, we talking labels, we talking merch. I mean, you heard the man. He's doing amazing things out there. Shout out to BMO. Shout out to the home team. Original Nature Entertainment. If you don't know now, you know, Don. It's been a pleasure, my guy. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you, man.
Hey, I appreciate you as well, brother. And shout out to the whole Stardom101 Mag. Appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate everybody that's been tapped into my craft, and everybody that appreciate my craft. I appreciate y'all. So, keep turning in. We're going to keep turning up. It's nothing but more heights, more levels, more life, as they say. So we're going to keep getting to it. And we hope y'all tune in and keep staying with Stardom101 Mag.
That's what's up. Stardom Mag, iHeartRadio. We'll be back next week with another dope episode just like this on the Rise segment. Stardom Magazine, we are going. Peace. Be good, peeps.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom101 Magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom101 Magazine Podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.